Hannah, our movie today is about a post-apocalyptic future. How long do you reckon we're away from seeing, that type of future? How long do you reckon?
Well, staring at this nothing watch, I would say any moment now.
Welcome to Pete and Hannah's Watch List. I'm your host, Pete Mitchell. I'm here with my great co-host, Hannah.
Hello, people.
Hannah, we're here today for AFI Redux, where we're trying to create the ultimate top 100 list of movies of all time. This week, for our nomination, I am nominating Mad Max Fury Road. Furiosa. Hannah, have you seen Mad Max Fury Road before?
No, this was my first time.
Oh, wow. That is so cool.
So, for me, personally speaking, I actually have seen Furiosa and now Mad Max. So, I've seen it technically.
You saw the prequel?
I saw the prequel and
Yeah.
the movie. I basically did, that was kind of machete order.
How it's supposed to be done. This is from 2015. It's directed by the great George Miller and stars Tom Hardy and Charlize Theron. IMDb is 8.1, Rotten Tomatoes is 97, and the Letterboxd is 4.2. Where do we watch it? We watched it on HBO Max. We could actually watch all the Mad Max movies, and I have watched them all recently for this podcast. I watched them a lot. They were big on Channel 9 as a kid. So Channel 9 is a local free-to-air television station in Australia. And they were all R movies, but they played them really late at night on a Friday night or a Saturday night. And I can remember watching them as a kid, and I was like, oh, wow, like can you actually do that with cars and stuff like that? It was unbelievable. But we'll go into that when we talking about the Mad Max Fury Road. Okay, let's go into the.
Tell me all about it.
Yeah, let's go into the people behind Mad Max Fury Road. We had George Miller. It was written by George Miller, Brendan McCarthy, and Nico Lathanos. The characters were based on George Miller and Byron Kennedy's production from 1979 through to 1985. It was produced by Doug Mitchell and George Miller and PJ Voten. As I said, stars Charlize Theron, Thomas Hardy, Nicholas Hoult, Hugh Keys-Byrne, Josh Hellman, Nathan Jones, former wrestler. He was also in Troy. Rosie Huntington-Whiteley, Riley Keough, granddaughter of Elvis Presley. Zoe Kravitz.
Yeah, who we love.
Daughter of Lenny.
Yes.
Abby Lee and Courtney Eaton. Cinematography was John Searle, who came out of retirement. Edited by Margaret Sickell, and she is the wife of George Miller.
Oh.
She had a big job to do here. Music was by Junkie XL, and he had done a remix of Elvis Presley's "A Little Less Conversation." So he's a Dutch composer.
Oh.
Production company was Village Roadshow Pictures and Kennedy Miller Mitchell. Distributed by Roadshow Pictures in Australia and Warner Brothers International. Release date was May 7th, 2015, and runs for 120 minutes. And the budget was $185 million, and the box office was $380 million worldwide. 2015 box office. Okay, so I'll throw some movies out and see. You can tell me if this is a good year or a bad year.
Okay.
All right.
Love me.
So 21 is Mad Max Fury Road, so $380 million. Home, DreamWorks movie.
Yeah.
Monster Hunt, Kingsman: The Secret Service.
Oh.
Terminator Genesis.
Okay.
San Andreas.
Oh, yeah.
Hotel Transylvania 2. So far, not a great movie here. Ant-Man.
Okay.
The Revenant.
Yep.
Cinderella, which is live-action remake starring Lily James. 50 Shades of Grey.
Okay.
The Martian.
Oh.
Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 2.
The final, yeah.
Mission Impossible Rogue Nation. Inside Out. Spectre, which is James Bond movie.
Bond, yeah.
Minions.
The spin-off.
Avengers Age of Ultron.
Yes.
Furiosa, I don't know, Furious 7. That's Fast and Furious 7. Jurassic World, which is the
Start
reboot.
of the reboot, yeah.
Yep. And then Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens.
Yeah,
So out of those movies, you go, oh, that's not a great year. But then you got some, movies further down the list.
honestly, that is what I'd call that is a blockbuster year
Yep.
of just like every IP imaginable. Like everyone is like, oh, I'm a fan of this, I'm a fan of that. Like that was this year where it's the start of all these movies go on to make sequels. Yeah.
Well, I'll throw some good movies out here for you. Straight Outta Compton, The Intern, Creed, which is a reboot.
Phenomenal. Yeah.
Bridge of Spies, Steven Spielberg. Focus, starring the great Margot Robbie and Will Smith.
I love that movie.
The Hateful Eight.
Oh yeah, okay,
Yeah.
that's cool. I like the movie.
The Big Short. Mm-hmm. Spotlight. The Man from U.N.C.L.E.
Oh,
Yep.
it's my favorite. Yeah.
Yep. Had some Sicario.
Yeah, I remember we have done a draft on this movie.
We have done
Someone
it.
took Focus, and I got really upset.
Yeah, and then you didn't want to talk for the rest of the podcast.
Oh, yeah.
Classic
that's right.
Hannah throwing the toys out of the
Because I was
cot.
like, hey, I'm a baby, and I like 2015 was a big year for movies, and Hannah just wanted her Focus, her little movie,
Yeah.
and her little Man from U.N.C.L.E. And she
Okay.
never got either.
So,
I got
are you
tattooed.
saying it is a good movie year or a bad movie year?
I would never call this a bad movie year
Nah,
because
pretty good.
it's like so much fun this movie year. Like it's so much fun. You can
Pretty good Oscar
question
year
it.
as well.
You can question all you like, but there was a lot of fun to be had at the movies.
Yeah, definitely.
It was just a lot of fun.
Okay, so the elevator pitch for Mad Max Fury Road, we follow Max Rockentowski. He is captured by a Morton Joe's boys and taken to Fortress Citadel, where he's a universal donor and made to transfuse blood to Nux, a sick war boy. And then we see Furiosa, who runs a war rig, and she's out to trade the milk for bullets. But she's doing a secret mission where she's getting the brides of Immortal Joe and trying to get them to the green place.
Yes.
Hannah, what a series of movies, okay? So this
Okay, tell me about Mad
okay,
Max.
so
For
this
someone
start-
who's never watched like any of the previous set films, because
Mm-hmm.
this is technically a sequel to the
Okay.
old movies.
So we'll start off with that. So technically a sequel, but George Miller said it's actually a reboot. It's a relaunch. It's a reimagining of the Mad Max franchise.
Yeah, of course.
So what happened was he created Mad Max in 1979. He was actually a doctor. So he was a physician, and he was big in reading. He had started a production company with a guy called Byron Kennedy. They went on to produce heaps of great television movies. One about a dismissal of a prime minister. One about a huge bodyline series in cricket. Some true stories of prison movies like Bangkok Hilton. Oh, they put Nicole Kidman in some movies. He ended up producing Dead Calm. He did movies such as Witches at Eastrick, which is deep diving into that movie where he tried to walk off the set a few times. Jack Nicholson had to coax him back onto set, and Jack Nicholson taught him how to ask for 300 people when he only needed 150 because the studio is never going to give you 300 people, but they might give you 150 people. But if you ask for 150 people, they'll give you 75 people. There's a notorious story of how he said that Cher was too old to play the role of Jack Nicholson's lover. All these are great stories, which is epic. Then he went on to do Lorenzo's Oil, produced Babe, produced Happy Feet. But the main things that he was known for was the Mad Max films. So he did Mad Max, which was from 1979, and it is set in the near future where Max is a cop, and they call them Bronze, and they go around and try to stop people because there's it's an apocalyptic future where all these marauders are going around and stealing stuff and just, he used the punk sort of situation there. He loses his wife. He loses his best friend in a motorcycle accident. And then he becomes Mad Max, where he is the road warrior. And in the second movie, which is made a couple of years later, got picked up by the great studio Warner Brothers. They decided to market the film as the Road Warrior, not Mad Max 2, because not many people had seen Mad Max. So they called the Road Warrior. And this is Mad Max going around and trying to steal fuel, because there's not much fuel left in this wasteland future, and it's him taking on these people to get this fuel. And then the next movie in 1985, it's Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome, and it stars the great Tina Turner. The highlights of the first three movies is the great costumes, the great stunts, just the characters is just the character's name. There's one called Toe Cutter in the first movie. There's in Beyond Thunderdome, there's this scene where they fight in the Thunderdome and they're attached to these harnesses and they're like sort of bungee jump fight. And it goes for like 10 minutes. It's unbelievable. There's this guy called, there's a mini guy and a big guy. They're sort of linked together. And one's the brawn and one's the brains of the operation. They run this thing called Bartertown with the methane from pigs, and Tina Turner's trying to get control. It uses Mad Max. All these films have these little stories. Like there's like in the second one, Road Warrior. There's this like character played by Bruce Spence who's sort of like a flyboy, and sort of like the way he is around Max is just hilarious. And then there's this little kid called the Feral. Like it's unbelievable, and he reproduces it in this movie as well. So he does those three movies, and the first one is pretty successful off a really small budget. The second one is really successful off a small budget. Then the third one not so successful. The most memorable thing about the third movie is like it's sort of like George Miller's version of Return of the Jedi. It's like these kids like as Ewoks. And the famous thing from that movie is actually the song We Don't Need Another Hero by Tina Turner. And she somehow puts Beyond Thunderdome in the song, which is the songwriter should be credited for that. So 2 years after this, he comes up with the idea for Mad Max Fury Road. He comes up finally with a script, and he has like 3,500 storyboards in 1998. Takes it to Mel Gibson. Mel Gibson goes, "Yep, I'm in." He says, "Okay, well, we need a person to play Furiosa. I think we should use Sigourney Weaver." Oh. And so, because Mel Gibson and Sigourney Weaver had done a Peter Weir movie, which we talked about last week, called The Year of Living Dangerously. Mm-hmm. He said she'd be perfect for Furiosa. So they were all going to go ahead, and then guess what happened? September 11th happens, and America's stock market crashed. They had how they were going to pay for it was the high American dollar was going to buy more stuff in Australia, but because the Australian dollar took off, the budget ballooned and they couldn't afford it. So then they were trying to finance it other ways. Mel Gibson ended up making Passion of the Christ. Oh. Became huge. And then Mel did what Mel did, and then he had to decide, okay, I'm going to have to find someone else to play it. Meanwhile, he got Happy Feet made. Happy Feet won an Academy Award.
George Miller, yes. Yeah.
George Miller. Warner Brothers said, hey, why don't you direct a Justice League movie? So then he was going to do the Justice League movie. It was called Mortal. And then 2008, financial crash happened. And then he got taken off that movie. Dark Knight happened. And then it
shelved any other
ideas. So they couldn't do the Justice League movie anymore. He went back to making Happy Feet 2, and then he did. And then he got enough cachet to make Mad Max Fury Road. In 2010, Tom Hardy signed on. Then they needed an actress, and that was Charlize Theron. As a few people that were up for the Tom Hardy role, which is Mad Max, there was Eminem.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Armie Hammer.
I'm glad that wouldn't have aged well.
It's a different movie, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a different movie. It really is a different movie if one of those guys play it.
Kind of Tom Hardy weirdly enough, because Tom Hardy is a pretty actually good actor.
Yeah.
He might pick some strange movies here and there, but he actually knows he's pretty good at acting, even if he has not that many lines in a movie.
Yeah. So they were going to make the movie in Australia, and they were going to do the Citadel scenes in Penrith, and then they were going to do the desert scenes in Broken Hill. But guess what happened? They were getting ready for pre-production, and then the Australia's drought broke, and rains happened in Broken Hill, and Broken Hill became like a green pasture. So they couldn't make it in there, so they went to Namibia. There was a 7-month shoot in Namibia, and a lot of stuff happened. They had 1,700 people working on this movie at one point.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That is crazy.
That got out of hand,
Yeah.
didn't it?
2,000 shots, 474 minutes of film.
Yeah. I mean, if you can film it,
Yeah.
it was filmed.
Yeah, 474 hours of film.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay. Wow.
For 3 months to watch all the film that Margaret
and go comb through it. That would just be the biggest task ever for editing.
Yeah. Other people that were up for the role included Jeremy Renner, Michael Fassbender, Joel Kinnaman, Heath Ledger, and Eric Bana. But I think they got the right person.
I think they got the right guy.
Yeah, I think they got the right guy too. Okay, so they were filming, right? John Searle came out of retirement to shoot Fury Road. The last two movies were cinematographer was by Dean Semler, who was the cinematographer on Academy Award winner Dances with Wolves. He's an Australian guy. He worked on the second and third movie. John Searle had worked with George Miller many times before. This is the first time they was shooting on digital. So they started principal photography in July 2012 in Namibia. They ran over budget. They went over time. A lot of people thought, what is going on here? Tom Hardy, Charlize Theron had no idea what they were shooting. Absolutely none. Tom Hardy and Charlize Theron absolutely hated each other. Charlize Theron accidentally broke Tom Hardy's nose. Tom Hardy would make Charlize Theron wait 3 or 4 hours, sometimes be late to set. He was a bit of a pain to work with on this movie. He actually apologized to George Miller at the Cannes Film Festival when they watched the movie. He said, "I can't believe you got this movie. I was a real pain on this movie because I thought we were making an absolute dog turd, and I was away from my family, and I was 7 months in the desert." And he ended up signing on to make sequels if they actually ever happened in 2015. Because he absolutely trusts George Miller now. Even Charlize Theron were like, "What are you making here, George? I don't get it. I don't get it whatsoever." Watched the movie and went, "Oh, this is really good."
It's one of those things you have to stand back and look at it.
There's like in the research for this movie, like a lot of directors love this movie. Like Bong Joon-ho, like it casts this as one of his favorite movies of all time. Steven Soderbergh doesn't understand how people didn't die making this movie because he knows how stunts work.
It looks so dangerous. When you see the stunts in this, you are terrified.
Well, that's why it took so long to make this movie, because there's like 90% of the shots are real, only 10% are CGI.
Which is
there's over 150 stunt performers in this movie. Some of who are from like Cirque du Soleil. It's just unbelievable. 2,700 cuts Margaret Sixel had to make in producing the final cut for Mad Max. She had to make 1,200 cuts in Mad Max 2. So that's how more cuts that she had to make in this movie. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, my.
2,000 visual effect shots in this movie. And sound designer stated that he viewed the war rig as an allegory for Moby Dick. There's a lot of great themes in this movie. Survival, feminism gets a huge workout in this movie. Disability. There's also other themes about ecological collapse. The two warring tribes going to war together and then creates this problem. What an unbelievable
actually
movie.
is a lot deeper than you would think for an action
Yep.
movie, but here we are. It's people are considering this one of the best, and now seeing it, I'm like, maybe I understand. I just
So
understand.
I would say this movie is not profitable, but
unfortunately
it was
speaking.
critically praised. Richard Roper of the Chicago Sun-Times gave it 4 out of 4 stars. Says Theron and Hardy are the best action duo, and they don't make action movies like this. Peter Travers of Rolling Stone said it's a new action classic, and this movie got nominated for many Academy Awards.
Had an interesting time at the Academy Awards that year.
Well, let's go into that. We're up to didn't get nominated for any acting award. So the acting award winners went to Leonardo DiCaprio that year.
Thank you for your service.
Brie
my
Larson
guy.
for Room, Alicia Vikander for The Danish Girl, Mark Rylance won for Bridge of Spies.
Strange, yeah.
Inside Out won for Best Animated Feature.
Yeah.
Cinematography went to The Revenant. So Mad Max lost in this category. Costume design it won. So it ended up winning 10 Academy Awards. Directing it lost. So Alejandro Inarritu won for Revenant. That's impressive. I got that name right. Editing, Margaret Sixel, she just definitely deserved it, 100%.
Deserved.
Normally the editing winner wins the Academy Award, but not in this case. Score went to The Hateful Eight. Original song went to Spectre for Sam Smith.
Yeah.
Best Picture went to Spotlight. So the nominees that year for Best Short, Bridge of Spies, Brooklyn, Mad Max Fury Road, The Martian, The Revenant, and The Room. I would say...
You have stated before that it should have gone to The Martian.
Yeah, and I still believe that, but I still think that George Miller, because I've said this in the past, should have got should have won for Best Director. Especially Inarritu won the previous year for Birdman.
Yeah.
He's a great director, but I don't think he deserves a win to go back to back.
Also,
I've only watched that once.
Yeah,
I've never watched
said
it again.
I've
never watched it again.
No one talks about that movie for anything but Leonardo DiCaprio won the award for that movie.
I would say the
And
two
speaking
movies
about it.
from that year that are still in the culture are The Martian, especially after this year where we had Project Hail Mary from the same writer, Drew Goddard, and Mad Max Fury Road. Like it's just still in culture.
Spotlight winning was because of it was at the time that was a big deal of what was happening, and Spotlight was just really it's a generic kind of biopic in its sense, about the writings of what was happening, and the acting was great, but yeah, you go back on that year and you're thinking,
Well, production design went to Mad Max Fury Road. Sound editing went to Mad Max Fury Road. Sound mixing went to Mad Max Fury Road. They lost visual effects to Ex Machina and didn't get nominated for any writing whatsoever.
I mean,
do you want a really cool stat? Really cool stat?
Yeah.
This is the second movie in history that a sequel got nominated for Best Picture and the other movies in its filmography. The other movies in there
never got nominated.
never got nominated. Do you know what the other movie was?
What's the second one? The Dark Knight didn't get nominated.
No.
Was it Black Panther: Wakanda Forever?
No.
What was it?
It was Toy Story 3. Because 1 and 2 never got nominated. And 3 got nominated, yeah.
Yeah, because they didn't have that award. Yes. That makes a lot of sense. They didn't have the award
There you go.
at the time.
There you go.
That makes Toy Story 3 makes sense. Oh, wow. So it's Mad Max Fury Road and Toy Story 3 in the same.
Got nominated for Best Picture.
same
Both
time,
got
right?
nominated for Best Picture.
Yeah. Big movies.
There you go.
Yeah.
Hot take for Mad Max Fury Road. Now, mine is George Miller, one of the greatest film directors of all time. He gave us some great stars. He gave us Mel Gibson. Now, he hadn't had a great recent thing, but he was great at his time. He also gave us Nicole Kidman.
Okay. Oh, a lot of people love Nicole Kidman.
A lot of people love Nicole Kidman.
A lot of people.
Yep. A lot of people love Nicole Kidman. Yeah.
Yeah, the Americans do, yes. And everyone else.
Yeah, I think he's an underrated director. I think he is the second best director in Australian history behind Peter Weir. I think Peter Weir movies. I don't know. Like
I think
the
Peter
Mad
Weir
Max.
movies has a lot. He has a lot more different movies that you could go.
I think
yep,
the
yep,
Mad
yep,
Max
yep.
movies are probably higher. Like they're high. He's got the height. George Miller, but Peter Weir's consistency is just because, like, really, George Miller's movies, other than the Mad Max movie,
Happy Feet.
well, his Babe one was Babe Pig in the City because he didn't do the original Babe.
Yeah, he didn't do
He
the original.
produced the original Babe, but he didn't do Babe.
Kick yourself in the foot for that one, because
He did Babe Pig in the City.
dude.
And then Lorenzo Zoil, which is, a fine sort of biopic. But I just think Peter Weir's, Picnic at Hang Rock, Year of the Industry, Gallipoli. Gallipoli out box office Mad Max as well. Witness, Mosquito Coast.
Witness.
Yeah, what a movie. Master and Commander, Truman Show. I think he's just high, like he's just got more consistency. But George Miller's high is Mad Max Fury Road.
I would say Mad Max, as not only that, is like a pop culture zeitgeist kind of thing. The reason I knew about Mad Max before I'd seen like something like Furiosa was like other shows and movies, like Rick and Morty has like a whole like episode where they do the Thunderdome bit.
Simpsons does it.
The Simpsons has done stuff like a lot of shows.
You said Furiosa, but you didn't say it properly.
Furiosa.
Okay, before you go on to your hot take, my hot take is George Miller is the second best Australian director of all time.
Okay.
Second. It's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
Had some great Australian directors, but he's second. My other hot take is, this is my Mad Max countdown.
The presses.
All right? I'm going to say the movie that is least successful.
This is your
Yeah, is Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome. It is 100% a rip-off of Return of the Jedi. There is that cool bungee jumping scene, bungee fight scene is pretty good. But yeah, definitely third. Mel Gibson's wig in this movie is not very good as well. So third. It goes last.
Are you including Furiosa in your ranking?
Yeah, Furiosa. Of course. Furiosa. Next, I would go Furiosa.
Okay.
Yeah. I did like Furiosa. I like all these movies, I would say, are all bangers, except for Beyond Thunderdome. I would say that's a golf clap. So Furiosa's next. Then I would go Mad Max Original. Mm-hmm. Mad Max Original is... it's just harrowing what happens to him for him to become the Road Warrior, and the way he shoots that scene is I remember watching that and I didn't get all the sub contexts in the movie, and then when I was rewatching it this weekend for the podcast, my heart was jumping out of my chest. It was really good. The next movie I'm going to put on the list is The Road Warrior.
Yes, number 2.
What a movie. What a fantastic movie. It is... Wow. Mel Gibson is fantastic in this movie. George Miller, the stunts are just off the chain. It was so close to being my number one pick, but the number one pick is Mad Max Fury Road. And the Mad Max Fury Road, the last... I'd say 35 minutes of this movie is just brilliant. Where those guys are just on those big pogo sticks just going from side to side. Wow. It's really good. And you're actually just wanting all the characters to survive. I think half the time in these movies you just go, I want these guys to survive. And I think that when you're willing the characters to survive, I think means this is a good movie.
Yeah, the stakes are pretty high in this movie.
Yeah. So I go Mad Max Fury Road is 1. 2 is Road Warrior. 3 is the normal Mad Max. 4 is Furiosa. And 5 is Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome. But they're all good movies. You can Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome, if you haven't got HBO Max, you can watch it on Netflix at the moment. The others, I think you can watch them on Stan. So, yeah.
Australia,
yeah. So, but yeah, that's my order for them. Hannah, your hot take for Mad Max Fury Road.
My hot take is I need not just the Academy, almost every award-given body should have a shake-up, please, because I think we look down upon action, like how we've looked down upon superheroes, but action.
Also,
What?
sequels
as well.
Yeah.
But I really want to get into action because it came up with Nolan as well, and it's really apparent in this movie. Now, when it comes to the Academy nominating and awarding different movies, they tend to be the same things. You know, a biopic, a war movie, a drama. You know, it's very rare you get out of that. You know, musicals in their heyday maybe, but nowadays a musical getting even close to a winning award would be like blasphemous. You would never see that right now. Another thing is that like even horror movies are finally itching their way back in. The only horror movie ever to win an award for Best Picture is technically Silence of the Lambs, and I would classify that more as a thriller than ever a horror, but that's the closest horror's reached. And nowadays it's coming back because people are taking notice of it. You know, there's a lot more great storytelling coming out of horror that people are like, hey, why isn't the Academy noticing this? And we're seeing that more and more, but action gets a bad rap. And it's sad because, you know, Christopher Nolan got, you know, we've been praising him for years for his action, but he wins off a biopic. You know, he gets the love for the biopic. Now it's a great movie. It's one of his best works, but it's not what he's known for. And you look at George Miller, he is giving you the greatest action movie you've ever seen in your entire eyes. You are, it is perfect. Like no notes.
Do you reckon?
And it gets nominated, but it has no chance of winning?
Yeah.
No chance?
Do you reckon that...
I don't know.
Do you reckon that like filmmakers like Christopher Nolan and Paul Thomas Anderson definitely watch George Miller movies? Like you
can tell this because when you brought up Bong Joon-ho, right?
Yep.
I was thinking about like other like some of his more recent work. Snowpiercer or what's the other new one? Mickey 17. I was thinking of that, like and more of the bigger scale action he did.
It's good.
And it's not. Yeah, he's a director's. You know, a director loves a good director's movie, but this would have been. This is a phenomenal action movie. People would have loved to see. It just came out in a way tough year as well.
You know, when you were talking here, I was listening.
Oh, thanks.
And it's unusual. It's unusual. But I've come up with an idea.
Yeah.
I want to run this by.
Yep.
All right, so what are we at? We're 99 years old next year for the Academy Awards?
Yes. Close to 100.
Right. I reckon from...
Still living in 1940 though. Continue.
Sure. I reckon from next year's ceremony until the 100th year...
Yeah.
We go back and we re-award all the Academy Award winners.
Oh,
we do a podcast.
I do actors because I would.
Yep.
Sorry, Grace, I'm giving it to Judy that year.
Whole episode will be dedicated to each Academy Award year. We'll go through all the movies.
Feel wronged.
and I think we go back and we re-award all the awards from the first year until the 10 years ago, which is 2016.
Yeah, we'd break some
The
barriers.
reason being is I think you need at least 10 years. I think you need at least 10 years to really think about a movie's long-term
legacy. Well, I don't mind sometimes picking a movie because of the time, right? Like Best Years of Our Lives is one of those movies that it was picked because of the times, and I don't mind
Good
that.
call.
I don't mind sometimes. Spotlight was a biopic about what was happening at the time. But it wasn't a big enough thing to like, it just like, it didn't really affect Hollywood in a sense. Like it wasn't it's not like everyone saw Spotlight and it changed lives. You know, unfortunately speaking, it should have. And same with Mad Max Fury Road, like you just brought up. It wasn't a huge box office success. I mean, it was up against some of the biggest rebooted franchises of all time. It was up against Star Wars. What are you going to do? Like, it unfortunately was just like lost in the source of what is a significant year. But people have gone back and gone, hey, wait a minute, whoa, what a movie. And it's
it's a good
sad that
movie.
the Academy won't recognize it, apologize, or even just like, they never give action a chance. And it feels like when they do, it feels like, why are you noticing this now after all this time? Like when giving awards like superhero, like letting superhero movies get nominated, but it's like now after we've asked about it, like you should have done it for The Dark Knight, buddies. Like what are we doing? You're doing it too late.
What do you think?
I really want
Do you think
action to get noticed. Now I know it gets a lot of gunk, but I want not just like the obvious drama biopic movies to get noticed. I want people to
Do you like my idea?
look outside. Go back, redo the Oscars for a couple of years. Yeah,
Not for a couple of years. All of them.
all. I don't think not all of them need to be changed. I think some of them pretty set stone.
No, I think some of them.
Here's the thing.
I think
it's a butterfly effect of like you do this one and you've ruined Oscars for the next
Yes.
100 years.
I know. And so the decisions we make from the first year are going to affect the other years. I love it.
It really does.
I think because AFI is, it's coming to the end in about 20 weeks' time.
Yeah.
I think it's perfect. We'll start our new show.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
I love it. Wow, I just came up with that on
the Oscars
live.
Reshuffle. Let's fix the Oscars.
That's a great name for an episode. Oscars Reshuffle. Let's fix the Academy Awards.
Let's fix the Academy Awards.
Yeah. Love
it. Great, we've come up with this in the middle. But yeah, can we take notice of action movies? Because
100%.
this was one of those movies you had to stop and stare and go, wow. I think it also would get a lot more people to recognize the greatness of this movie. Because I think even me, who's never seen anything but Furiosa, right?
You didn't say it probably.
Furiosa. I've only seen that.
Yeah.
I didn't know much about the guy, Mad Max.
Yeah.
And I could jump in and I was completely invested because I was like, what's...
Hannah.
It was pretty good.
Speaking of Mad Max Fury Road, why don't we do our review? And let's start with Scene Breakdown.
Oh, Scene
What have you
Breakdown.
got for me?
Well, our guy Max narrating about the fact that he used to be some sort of cop, but he's dealing a lot of trauma from his past.
Yeah.
And this comes up in like really like creative flashes of like, he's having like PTSD moments. But it's done really unique in this movie and it comes up. But Max gets unfortunately captured by Immortan Joe's war boys and taken to the fortress, the Citadel. And he gets kind of tortured and, branded. And he's basically a blood bag for this little sick little guy played by Nicholas Hoult.
So his name is Nux.
Yeah, Nux. Oh, this poor little guy. These war boys, by the way, their whole thing is like, they're pretty sick. They don't have much of a lifespan.
Yep.
They just are war fodder.
And they all want to go to Valhalla, which is Immortan Joe's catch cry to them.
Yeah.
Immortan Joe, played by Hugh Keanes-Byrne, who ended up passing away not too long after this movie.
Yeah.
He was toe cutter in the original Mad Max.
Oh, okay.
So he was toe cutter.
Yeah, I love the use of what was old Viking lore.
Yeah.
Now used as, their pride.
So Joe's son is Rictus Erectus.
Yes.
Great name. And he's played by Nathan Jones.
You see that the people of the Citadel are kind of really dependent on their leader.
Yep.
He controls the water supply.
He does.
And there's not much water going around in this place. They're in the desert.
So he turns it on for just like a minute.
Calls it cola water.
And he says, don't get addicted to this water.
Yeah. And so, Joe sends his Imperpetor Furiosa armed with the war rig. And this is like to trade the water for petrol and ammunition to his allies at the Bullet Farmer and the People Eater. These names. They all are so uniquely creative crazies.
Yeah.
Amazing. And so Furiosa sets off. But she's taken a different route than what was initially agreed upon. That's when Joe realizes his 5 wives, questionable, have fled with Furiosa, and so he leads his entire army in pursuit and calls his allies to help.
All right, this is a good time to give the names of the 5 wives.
Yeah,
Okay,
go for it.
Rosie Huntington Whiteley. She's playing the splendid Angregard. She's the most treasured breeder.
Yeah, and she's heavily pregnant
Yeah.
at this stage.
Yep, she's the de facto leader of the other wives. Then you got Zoe Kravitz. She plays Toast the Knowing. She's the most practical and intellectual of the 5 wives.
Yes.
Then you've got Riley Keough. She plays Capable, the red-headed. She appears the most level-headed and forms a bond with Warboy.
Yes.
Then you got Abby Lee, who plays the Dag, who is the platinum-haired girl, and she's the keeper of the seeds.
Oh, yeah.
Right, so she's the one that gets seeds. And then you've got Courtney Eaton, who's Cheto the Fragile. She's the barefoot teenager who's the youngest of the girl wives. And she's often seen as a fellow wife of the Dag. So they hang out. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. And so Nux, our little Nicholas Holt, joins the pursuit with Max, who is strapped to his car and the chasing battle ensues. Because he still uses a blood bag, they're chained together with the IV, and it is a crazy sight.
He's pulling blood out of Max into Nux.
And Max is used as a hood ornament, basically.
Yes, basically.
And and this is, I love the visual style of all the cars. They're so unique. And he's in a little chariot kind of like vehicle. It's amazing.
Because Mad Max's car, who is the car that he used in the first movie and the second movie, third movie, he had a car with camels, so it's a bit different.
So at the start of this movie, when he was captured, they destroyed it.
Just destroyed his car. That's the car from the first movie, so there's a little bit of a nod to that.
So after entering enemy territory and fending off the rival gang, Furiosa drives into a dust choke supercell, because it's visually, wow, this that thing looks amazing, and loses all her pursuers except Nux, who utters the very famous line, "Oh, what a lovely day," like that. And as people are basically losing their lives around him, who attempts to sacrifice himself to blow up the rig. Max frees himself and restrains Nux, and Furiosa ends up destroying Nux's car. Because the war boys will basically just, want the glory of the sacrifice.
Because they're trying to get to Valhalla.
So, crazy. After the sandstorm, Max catches Furiosa repairing the rig with the wives. And Max fights and subdues Furiosa, but her engine kill switch prevents him from stealing the rig. Max begrudgingly agrees to help Furiosa, and the group escape Joe's wrath. Nux sneaks onto the rig and attempts to kill Furiosa, but the women overpower him and throw Nux out. Nux rejoins Joe's army and catches up. Furiosa drives through the canyon, controlled by a biker gang. Mm-hmm. She had a kind of like a...
Had a deal with.
She had a deal with them, but deal went south when everyone is going against her. Having, the bikers betray her, and they spot Joe's army approaching, forcing her to flee. The bikers detonate the canyon walls to block Joe and pursue the rig as Max and Furiosa fend them off. Joe drives over the blockade in a monster truck and catches up with the rig. He sends Nux to carjack the rig. He was so proud of himself in this moment. That's when he stumbles and he drops the weapon, and Joe is
And then, what does he say? Mediocre.
Mediocre, because when they don't do a cool death, it's like mediocre.
Yeah.
While helping Max, Angerhard falls off the rig, unfortunately, and Joe runs her over. That is his favorite wife. That did not end well. Sorry. And they manage to drive off away, and are then fixing up the rig and having a little peaceful moment. This is probably one of the most peaceful moments in the movie, because this movie is like non-stop action. And this is when one of the wives, Capable, finds Nux. He's actually hiding in the rig. He's actually really upset because he knows he could he could never go back and he would never be honored. And she,
Because his blood bag killed one of the wives.
yeah, and so she like consoles him. At night, Furiosa and Max drive through the swamp, but get stuck in the mud.
This is a great scene, like the blue of the night.
Oh,
It just works really well.
The change of color, is stunning.
Really good.
They manage to slow Joe's forces with landmines, but the bullet farmer continues to pursue in his ATV. Furiosa and Max work together to blind the bullet farmer, which they do, and it's crazy. But he just keeps shooting. He doesn't care where he's shooting now. Moved by of Capable's compassion, Nux actually joins the group and helps out moving the rig because he knows what he's doing. So he helps out the gang. And Max, leaves the group for a bit to, stop them from coming any closer. And he comes back. And he's a little bit bloody. And you're like, oh, yeah, are you hurt? Nope, that's not his blood. It's like, in the morning, Furiosa tells Max that the group are escaping to a green place, the bountiful land where she grew up before she was kidnapped and brought to the Citadel. She spots the watchtower of the green place, and she knows the woman on top who is shouting out.
And her character is called Valkyrie.
Yes, and they shout out and the rest of the clan joins them. What's left of it, basically. They recognize Furiosa as one of their own, but inform that the green place has been destroyed. It's an inhabitable swampland now, the one they got stuck in. And Furiosa is devastated. She just walks away and just yells. I feel for her. As someone who would watch Furiosa, I was still believing the green place exists. So I was as devastated as she was.
And she'd be gone for 7,000 days. She was looking forward to it.
For her.
And some days that she miscounted.
I feel so sorry for the girl. The group decides they're going to ride across the salt flat. Good luck to them, hoping to find new home on the other side. Max, he's going to go his own way, but after seeing these visions of a child he was unable to save, Max catches up to the group and convince them to return to the Citadel since they don't know what lies beyond the salt flat.
And they have a new green place. But they do know
the undefended Citadel has ample water and crops.
That is correct.
That's their new home. That's always been their home for those girls.
Sometimes you need to leave to find out where your real home was. They
get back on the rig and go straight back the way they came. Joe manages to intercept them, and in the ensuing battle, many are killed. This is where we get the crazy pole stuff.
Yeah.
Where you see these people on poles bouncing in between vehicles, trying to basically throw bombs, stab at
chainsaw.
Everyone. It's crazy.
You just get Mad Max just leaping from car to car.
Toast, one of the wives, is unfortunately captured.
Yeah.
And Furiosa is severely wounded in this fight. Joe overtakes the rig as they approach the canyon, while Max fights Joe's son and Enforcer Rictus. Furiosa boards Joe's truck to rescue Toast because she's determined to save the girls, who distracts Joe, allowing Furiosa to kill him because the girls work together to defeat him because they all know they need to help each other out to get out. The remnants of the group drive Joe's truck back to the Citadel, while Nux, sweet Nux, sacrifices himself by wrecking the rig to block the canyon behind them, killing Rictus and stopping the rest of them from coming and hurting them. He's
Valhalla guy.
He did get his warrior's death after all.
Yep.
What an arc for that guy. Max ends up transfusing his blood into Furiosa.
He also stabs her to open the...
like a little bit of medical. I was like, wow, smart guy. And he finally utters his name to her. He's like, my name's Max, because he wants her to wake up. just know
The way he talks in this
they
movie.
get back to the Citadel, and the people are rejoicing upon learning of Joe's death.
The water flows.
Mac's companions are lifted to Joe's cliffside fortress. This is when, like, they all love the fact that Furiosa is alive and back.
Yeah.
They love Furiosa.
And then you get that iconic shot with like all the people
And-
around Max, and he's just going into the crowd.
Yeah, and the
So
classic
good.
thing of like Max and Furiosa share one last glance for each other,
Yeah.
and he disappears in the ground. And it's that classic of there's this thing of both these characters, both Furiosa and Max, have this thing about redemption.
Yeah.
like they've done wrong, and all they want to do is do these things to do good. To,
Yeah.
some
But
sort
also
of
Max is a guy that can't stay in one place. He's on the road.
Yeah. He can't save a victory. It's like a
You know
Punisher
why?
kind of thing, like a sentence.
You know why?
Because he's.
Because he's the road warrior.
Yeah. But I love the way his that sequence I want to talk about, like in that final battle sequence, he's having those flashes and
Yeah.
it stops him mid fights, like it's really bad for him.
Yep.
But there's one point where an arrow almost shoots him in the head, but he has his flash and
Yep.
he covers his hand on his head. I was like, that is such
Yeah.
a cool.
They're the
Because it was
pictures of all the people that he's
and
let
it,
down.
And it comes from great like editing and
Yeah.
movie storytelling of like that was constantly happening and
Yeah.
it worked out. I just love it.
Just watching that last 35 minutes, you're just like fearful for every character.
I was so scared. I didn't know what was going to
scared.
happen.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
So scared.
I didn't know.
All right, Hannah. Why should this be on the top 100 list?
This is some of the most impressive filmmaking.
Yeah, it's great movie
we've
making.
ever seen.
Yeah.
It's visually stunning. Like movies aren't just great writing.
Yep.
They're also visually amazing storytelling vehicles. Like silent pictures.
Imagine putting this on 70mm IMAX. God,
It's
you couldn't do it.
It's
Couldn't do it because you couldn't do the 3-minute cuts.
Oh,
Because
yeah,
some of the stunts, you couldn't do it. Yeah.
It is impressive. It's just like it's such an incredible world, and the themes of it are so relevant.
Yep.
They continue to be. You are fearful that this future could inevitably happen. It's wonderful
All right.
and scary at the same time.
Would you buy it on physical media?
Yeah, I
Would you recommend people to watch this?
Yeah, I really do.
Are you going to watch this movie again?
I could see myself watching this again.
And rating for this movie?
Oh, what are you feeling? I only just watched this. Wow, I'm feeling pretty high on it. Like this is.
I think it's an
banger,
all-time
but,
classic.
An all-time classic.
Yeah,
I was
'cause-
thinking that too
Because the other movies are bangers. I think this one just
the
is
reason
ahead
I
of it.
say that as an all-time classic, you're like, I've never the action in this movie,
Yeah.
and the way this movie deals with the tension is constant. It's constant.
Mm-hmm.
It never stops. It's like the height prestige action, like that of Nolan's work, and this is.
Yeah. He's amazing.
Action just gets too much gunk, and I feel
Back to back. So is this the Australian bias kicking in? Back to back Australian directors on the
like,
list.
yeah, I know, right?
Wow.
I know.
All right, Hannah, what is going to be next week on AFI Redux?
I'm just gonna shoot my shot with
Okay.
this movie.
Right.
I was like, look, it combines my love of many things in one movie, and I'm gonna do it. I'm just gonna say it. Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Wow.
It was nominated, wasn't it?
Yes.
Previously on the list. So I wanted to bring it up. I love animation so much.
Yes.
I think it's such an important storytelling medium.
Man.
And this is, deals with everyone's favorite. We took a lot of crime movies off the
Yeah, yeah.
list because we were
Wow.
pretty harsh on them.
There's a
And
great story behind this movie as
There's
well.
so many. There is like the who what of casting, but also like the
Yes.
story behind animating both
Wow.
Mickey and Bugs Bunny
Yeah, yeah.
on the same film. The fact that this is Touchstone Pictures, which is actually Disney,
I
it's
know.
so fascinating, the story behind.
Wow.
This movie shouldn't have been made in a
Okay.
weird way. And
Well, Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Get it on Disney Plus, can't you?
yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So that's next week on AFI Redux. I'm really looking forward to that. I don't know. Sometimes I don't know these ones, but I'm shocked. But I'm there for it. I love that movie when I was a kid. So it's a trip down memory lane for all of us.
Yes.
Thank you, Hannah. Thank you to the audience. Don't forget to leave a comment below your thoughts on Mad Max Fury Road.
Pretty cool.
Until we meet again, it's long live cinema. Until we meet again, it's bye for now.
Bye.